Welcome back, one and all, to the Brexit Estate, hard by the darkest dungeon, where any of you who thought I was just going to upload a Dark Souls video and not bother to do a Darkest Dungeon video as well are sorely mistaken. Now, I believe this time we're taking out our lower level heroes, and we're going to be taking the 2 level 1s and 2 of the level 2s, and then next week the 2 level 1s and the other 2 level 2s. And you know what? Actually, stuff it. One moment. Yeah, look, I get to show off all this stuff for you. All these other estates where Senor is also being tested. Right, where are we? Hakim hasn't been with us that long. Where is it? God, there's some crap in here I need to go sort through and remove. Doop-a-doop. Wait, that's not selected for this save? Why not? I could have sworn it was. Right, all the way back down here. So we've had all the stuff that's been updated recently, and scroll up. Blimey. That's a lot of updates recently. What on the fucking hell? What's going on here? Right, stuff it. Because I could have sworn... This is interesting. Yeah, often I'll subscribe to something to check what people are doing and not necessarily use the thing itself. As a where the hell is it? One moment. What a crazy way to start a... Has it been pulled? Let's see. No. Updated recently. Damn it, where is it? Right. So, I see Exalis has been updating a load of his mods, but I'm sure this makes absolutely fascinating viewing. Where on earth is it? This is just completely, utterly bizarre. Are they not sorted by date? No, they were. Well, I'm looking for that new occultist skin, which was quite nice, and I'm not able to find it at all. This is completely bonkers. It would seem that Hakim is quite cemented in his identity and will not be taking on a new one after all, unless I can somehow... Good grief. Find it. Ha 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 ha.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter.
So it would seem that just like the demon worshipping cultists in the Disciples series, after worshipping strange powers from another dimension for far too long, Hakim is going to have a sex change. Now he shall be known as Rashida. What a bizarre turn of events. One and only one of my viewers might have got the reference there. Oh well. Ooh, need to keep an eye on that money. Yes, so we're going to be trying out the focus skill this week because it comes a lot closer to doing what is intended of it. Now, for simplicity's sake, the current skill selection is going to be something like that. And I am aware I need to keep track of money because it's not too great. Now let's go find a low-level dungeon to venture into. Well, low-level quest. Unfortunately, I have now caught a glimpse of the thing from the stars in someone else's video. I wasn't expecting it to pop up, so I now have a much better idea what it looks like. Now, who are we going to take? If we take Melina and Rashida, because they are the ones we absolutely want to bring, and we have Gertrude, Kira, Kelder, and Marius. So if we take Kelder this week and Gertrude, we can have Kira and Marius next week. Okay. Magnificent. Is there a longer quest? How the hell was this not selected on the list when she's blatantly here right now? That is... I'm going to have to look into that in between episodes. Yes, a longer quest is available, but the thing is also there. Lost and Found is a free weapon upgrade. So I'll stick with this. Plus, we do need a lot of busts. Right, we don't need much food. We are going to the Warrens. Take 2 keys, just because we really do need everything. We have no people for Crimson Curse, which is magnificent. Let's hope it stays that way. Let's also hope we bring back some money, because funds are a little lacking of late. We've had to spend many piles of money.
To prosecute our war against the swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
Now, there have been some comments on Senua's size. When she actually stands next to, like, say, the Vestal and the Occultist, she doesn't look so bad. The Highwayman is a bit on the taller side. I'm not sure what exact height she is intended to be, but I've got a feeling she's kind of around the sort of 5'3" to 5'5"-ish mark, maybe a little less. Now, in her nightmares, her foes are all hulking brutes who tower over her, so her being represented as a somewhat smaller figure makes total sense. Also, she's blatantly going to read these books and probably get stressed out. Or not, just find a copy of something we've already got. In we go.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
I see a blockage up ahead. I'm glad we brought our spades.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Now, I've been giving a little think to her camping skills, and as you know, I'm planning for... or you may not know, I don't know. But as you may know, I'm planning for her skills to be thematically linked to the guardian spirits who follow her and guide her on her quest. The first would be the storyteller, who helps her read the runes. He tells her stories of folklore and helps her understand the world in a way that makes sense to her. And she goes out looking for patterns and puzzling things together. And so I decided that maybe that skill should give her a critical hit bonus because she's paying more attention to detail, and give her a... Oh, I now understand the comments someone left about the lower part of her tabard looking a bit weird, because it's not just going up, it's going off to the side as well. It's moving with this instead of separately from it, which is interesting. So I was thinking maybe +3 crit, plus 10% scouting chance, and plus about 20% trap resistance for 4 combats, obviously, because this campaign will be about 2 skill points. I might try and get that one sorted sometime soon. And it would be... yeah. The fun of delving into the intricacy of camping skills.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Alright, everyone's been shuffled out of order. Well, that's okay!
Decimated.
Blimey. Mace bash. Lovely. And then... a stab. Oops. Well, it was worth a try, Rashida. I mean, most of the folks are getting used to the idea of you being a woman.
Eradicated.
Alright, that was a critical hit. That was a critical hit, that was a lucky blow. That's not a good way to gauge how the skill behaves on average. Look at those puffy sleeves as she reaches her arm out. Oh! I messed up. And I will explain why in a moment.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
So, what I wanted to do was this. So she has the cat instead. Crazy cat lady. So, back in the day, I've probably mentioned this recently anyway, when the developers were deciding what the Kickstarter backer class would be, the choices were between a large hulking warrior with a horned helmet dressed in mail with a two-handed axe who worshipped chaotic, ruinous powers and was a reskin of the Crusader, a woman with a musket who was a musketeer who was a reskin of the Arbalest, and a crazy old witch who was a reskin of the Occultist. And you know, I voted for the witch because I was like, you know what, we've got enough frontliners already, and there's already loads of guns in the game, but I wouldn't mind another support character. But hey, the musketeer won because people obviously like the idea of a gun or something. But here we have a woman with a witch. So I always thought it'd be interesting to see if anyone did do a occultist reskin as a wicked old witch, or a crazy old cat lady who throws her cats at people. And while this one doesn't quite throw her cats at people, she does have nice puffy shoulders on her sleeves. And lots of, it looks like written scrolls worked into her garments. I'm not sure. This is another one of the characters from Witcher 2 or Witcher 3. I should probably get around to playing those at some point. I played the first Witcher game up to the racist investigation in the city. Played the second one up to having to choose sides, and while I did choose, I was like, oh, don't really... I just hated all the quick time events, really. Defeated the Karen, and I was like, bad controls, bad game design. Great music and everything else, though. Very Gemmel-esque for Witcher. It's actually interesting when you get into The Witcher. The English translations that I've read always feel like bad David Gemmel fan fiction, like substandard David Gemmel fan fiction. I'm hoping that's just for translation, and the quality might be of the writing maybe at a similar level.
Festering fear
Oh, horror.
consumes the mind.
Nice. Now, we're going to try not to rack up Melina's stress in this dungeon too much, because she's doing 2 weeks back to back. So we're going to attempt to manage it.
As the fiend falls,
Oh, I was...
blossoms.
on our next turn, then.
Their formation is broken. maintain the offensive.
Bang! I was going to show off her focus skill, or at least the current working prototype. So, the intent for this currently, the tooltip is all over the place at the moment, is that it will, stun all enemies, stun her. Now, stun resistance does apply. Originally, I put the friendly stun to a bit lower than the enemy stun, and it did not work too well. And, allies just resisted it far too much, so now everyone gets the same chance of a stun, and it does not end her turn. Other effects and things will be going into this skill, but here we go. Let's see who gets stunned this time. Now, the downside to this, I love the fact that it stunned everyone perfectly, just to illustrate my point. The downside is that I could see it being a very powerful opener, so I might have to put a health requirement on it. Say like below, at 20% health or lower, so under 21% health. Because it shouldn't be a opener so much as a recovery mechanic, and a stealth removal tool. That being said, let's try and remove this little piggy right here. Well, it was close enough. Now, I haven't tried the -1 combat actions debuff yet, but that will be tried at some distinct point in the future. Meanwhile, squill, little piggy, you got a massive hook for a hand. And the tentacles will not come for you this time. You get an extra turn. Right.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Now, I have considered making Mighty Blow a rank 1 only skill where she has to be right in front, but I wanted her identity to be a rank 2 and 3 character, so by putting it right on the front, I imagine people would use it, use her as a straight up frontliner. So then, unless I restricted some of these skills to not be used from the front, and then that would involve more jumping around and encourage shuffle parties, which I don't particularly enjoy. So I need to give that some thought.
Back to the pit.
And we have the crescendo box. You know what? I think that's just perfect. It's the kind of musical box that she could play with and toy with for hours on end, and it would drive her insane. And we do have a key, and we're not afraid to use it. I do beg your pardon. I consumed a rather large meal last night. So it actually turns out that, mushrooms, peppers and an onion, fry them all up together, really nice. I mean, it was a lot of pepper and, some herbs in there and a few other bits and bobs. And it wasn't the whole meal, there was also some mashed potato and other things as well, it was quite nice. Okay, nothing in there. But we're exploring. We are completing our goal, and we are down to our last torch. Oh! I've worked out a way to factor in Senua's Sphere of the Darkness. If I can make her use torches when she gets stressed, when she's afflicted and uses up items, she could use torches to panic because she's afraid that Garm comes for her in the dark. With one or two of her trinkets, I might be able to give her an extra benefit or buff while there is a torch in the party inventory. I wonder if it'd be possible to make that a negative, like while there's no torches, give her a debuff. That's an interesting thought. Anyway, well, that's the last of our food unless we find some more. Strange occult scrawlings? Yes, she will absolutely try and understand these. Lazy eye? Really? Well, she doesn't have that many. We'll have to fix that, because it's just silly. But she doesn't really have that many range skills at the moment, so that's okay. Alright, tentacles! Go for a heavy hit. Alright, 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 alright.
Obliterated.
This little piggy went to market. This little piggy got stabbed through the heart by Kelda. And this little piggy got struck by lightning, and she's not even a pig. Oh, here comes the stress. You won't like her when she's stressed out. Oh, they're piling on the stress now. I did say I wasn't going to rack up her stress too much. I'm not doing it, they're doing it. Right. You can stop doing that. I pointed a cat at you. Can't you at least show some respect and react accordingly? Bosh! Get knocked back. And you know what? This is actually a desperate situation. Hooray! Not everyone was stunned this time, which helps go to show that stun resistances apply. Yeah, it's currently limited to 1 use per battle, which is great. As it levels up, it may gain extra uses.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Given how powerful it's seeming, she might actually need a debuff. Now, stunning other party mates is essentially quite a strong debuff on its own. But is it enough? I was thinking it would give her... Oh yeah, the other thing it's going to give would be a little amount of healing if she's on death's door. She's just going to like howl as she hacks up a body there. I can give a skill extra damage against bodies. I can't give an attack skill of hers personal stress relief if she targets a corpse. Just be like she keeps hacking at the corpse and working through the pain and frustration. But no.
Annihilated.
I can do extra stuff against corpses.
Horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
But I can't do extra stuff to the user if the target is a corpse. Ow. 2 for 3, that's 6. That's quite a lot down here. And we're out of torches, so we just need to press on into the darkness, digging our way through piles of rubble, finding what we may in this old mouldy crate. I should have changed... I should have changed Judgment to Dazzling Light in case there was a fight in this room because of the low light levels. Well, I believe we are leaving. We're not taking a massive amount of treasure out with us, but it's not an entirely failed quest. Let's see what we get on the rewards screen.
The Swinefolk's labyrinth may yet prove to be navigable.
Probably going to sell this, because I think we got one already. One that's spare that's not even being used. So let's see if we get any interesting quirks this time round. Well, there's one. No, really now? That reminds me. I should really start writing her dialogue bark soon. When her dialogue bark for going into the brothel will be "The head stays." What do you expect? She wants some alone time with the head of her beloved. She doesn't need another person in the room. She'll pay to just have some room to herself for a bit. And apparently it will be very relieving. Dear,
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
Alright, Senna has meditated. Seren has been cured of the creeping cough. Many people have been dealing with the blood, and nobody drank any. Melina has gained a level, and so next week we'll be swapping out Kelda and Gertrude for Marius and Kira. Is there anyone here completely... Oh! I haven't decided if I'm going to allow her to become virtuous yet. She might have to only be capable of becoming afflicted. And like all core game afflictions, but no custom virtue or affliction, just not allowed virtue at all. Haven't decided yet what I want to do about virtue of her, because becoming virtuous, she'd kind of become happy and peaceful. and at calm with herself and not very violent, and that is magnificent and wonderful, and she absolutely deserves that, but it's not that appropriate given the current circumstances of horrible monsters trying to eat her face out. Oh, level 2, all skills level 3. Yes. We see the I really need to sort out the buffs for face time and head case and all 3 sword skills, but that can wait for another time. Also, camping skills aren't done yet, you know. But that being said, I hope you enjoyed Melina's excursion into the Warrens there. I certainly have, and we even have more occultists. Quirks aren't too great. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all in the next one. But I'll say bye-bye for now, and cheerio!